Lewis Hamilton faced a tough Brazilian GP, managing to score just a single point, trailing behind both Racing Bulls and Oscar Piastri, who sat between them. Hamilton called the W5 the worst car he's driven and hinted he might not even complete the season. With only 3 races and a sprint left, he now sits behind Russell in the Drivers' Championship despite having 2 wins this year. This raises the question: will Mercedes let him step back, or what is their view on the struggles of their 7-time world champion? It's evident that Hamilton feels uneasy in the W5. Although he won the sprint with a P1 finish, he only placed P10 in the race, a stark contrast to the championship comeback in 2021. This leaves questions about the last 3 races. In Brazil, Hamilton left a cryptic message with his race engineer, Peter Bonington. "That was a disaster of a weekend, guys. The worst this car has ever been. Thanks to everyone for the effort. Great job to all the pit crew." He added, "If this is my last performance, it's a shame it wasn't great, but I'm grateful." To some, this seemed like a direct criticism of the mechanics who worked tirelessly on the car setup. While it was puzzling to watch Russell hold off Norris for 27 laps until the virtual safety car was deployed, Hamilton found himself unable to gain positions as he exited the early Sunday qualifying session in Q1. Throughout the weekend, Hamilton voiced concerns over the car's ride quality and bouncing. Seeing himself overtaken by rookies like Lawson and struggling to overtake, he likely didn't envision ending his tenure with the team in this way, a team with whom he's won 6 drivers' championships. Hamilton didn't hold back on how he feels about the car, expressing that it's the worst I've ever driven, and that he probably won't get far with it. "It's like a plank of wood, no suspension, bouncing on tires, and I can't get any power down," he commented. "Through corners, it's just so stiff." He told Sky Sports he would prefer a holiday over driving the W5, and also hinted at his frustration by choosing to drive the iconic MP4 and 4 as a tribute to Ayrton Senna. This is a 7-time champion known for wet weather prowess, so it's concerning he barely finished P10. Mercedes insists the issue is with the car, not Hamilton. Yet it's perplexing that Russell can perform well with similar equipment while Hamilton struggles. Moreover, why is the W5, driven by Hamilton, constantly impacted by last-minute changes that seem to worsen its performance? Trackside engineer Andrew Shovlin discussed the matter, saying, "Usually, you can work on the car over weekends like in Brazil. Drivers often experiment with setups, and if one setup works, elements are transferred to the other car." But Shovlin said, "Lewis had difficulty with rear grip, and we don't know the exact cause. As always, we're reviewing data and we'll keep analyzing with his engineering team ahead of Vegas." Still, Shovlin confirmed some unfortunate news. The car acts inconsistently on the same track under varied conditions. While this variation isn't unusual, Hamilton's setup deviations seem significant, suggesting he might be a lower priority driver in Mercedes. With Russell projected as the team's leader in 2025 and Andrea Antonelli on the roster, Hamilton's disinterest in the W5 showed early on, even before pre-season testing. It was foreseeable that situations like this would arise, especially as Hamilton started missing some meetings with engineers. Although Mercedes has blocked Hamilton from departing for the last 3 races to allow him to refresh his career, they insist he will complete the rest of 2024, including post-season responsibilities in Abu Dhabi. Notably, Mercedes has also refused Hamilton's early exit in December, a courtesy teams usually extend to drivers leaving at year-end so they can join new teams sooner. But Mercedes asserts that they have a lot planned, and Hamilton will have several stops to make as part of his long relationship with the team. Johnny Herbert, known for his connection with Verstappen, weighed in on the Hamilton-Mercedes saga. As an FIA steward and F1 pundit, Herbert noted that Hamilton's struggles suggest a fundamental flaw in the car. He observed, "Lewis can't wait for Christmas. It's confusing. Sometimes he's fast, but then it disappears. I don't get it." He noted that the car's performance is erratic, and that even George Russell faces similar issues. Herbert suggested that Hamilton, nearing the end of his Mercedes career, is dealing with a team focused on grooming Russell and supporting Antonelli, whose role will expand next season. Many speculate that age is catching up with Hamilton, leading him closer to retirement as he finds it harder to adapt to modern F1 cars. Remember, this is someone who has raced since 2007, adapting to various car eras. According to many, Hamilton's current experience mirrors Daniel Ricciardo's struggle with the ground effect car, which impacted his chances of an eighth title, especially with Ferrari's Leclerc as his likely competitor. But we'll need to wait until 2025 to see how this evolves. Herbert added that Hamilton could be a serious threat to Verstappen and his team when he joins Ferrari for the 2025 season, starting from the Australian GP. He commented, "Hamilton is leaving a very familiar environment he's known for over a decade. He's joining a team that is gaining momentum, and with his skill, he'll always be a threat." He believes Hamilton's decision to join Ferrari reflects confidence in the team's future. Considering all this, do you think Hamilton's final days with Mercedes will be painful, given the W5's issues? And, perhaps more importantly, is Mercedes doing enough to support him? Or are they mainly focused on helping Russell finish ahead of him in the Drivers' Championship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't miss the latest updates on Perez's 2025 Red Bull seat by clicking the video on your screen.